Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video is composed of things that I tinkered with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you could click on the links in the comment section below. This video should contain tips and tricks of things that I've learned throughout the year. Now, I only plan on leaving this video posted for about 30 days. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. Here it is, Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be 66 sunny degrees today, 70 degrees tomorrow. That's why I hang out in the Southwest in the wintertime, baby. On my way to the store, pick up our last minute Thanksgiving meal prep items. Then I'm going to head up to Christopher's place. Finish working on that 240. Hopefully we'll get finished today. Probably meet and have lunch with David Bellos since we'll be in his neck of the woods. And see how things fare out today. There she is, folks. Queen Bee, baby. Maybe I'll back that car up a foot. That's alright. Kicking off the tinker. Back on Chris's 240. We got the dash torn apart to do this blower motor and resistor. Man, we got a mess here. So Chris will be out here in a minute. Figure out what to do with the rest of this stuff to get this box open here. And go from there. I'm going to tuck the radio wires back behind there out of the way. And I'm going to pull this front facing vent ducts off. Next, I'm going to disconnect this vacuum from here. Disconnect this vacuum from here. And try to maneuver this passenger side ductwork out of the way. It's not connected to its little mount thing there. Possible, but somebody's got some kind of staples in this thing. It looks like this thing may have been out before. Not sure if that's OEM or not.
We're getting pretty close to the point of where we can take.
We got the vent out. So next thing I think we need to do is separate this unit by pulling all of these clips with a flat tip screwdriver. So pull as many of those as you can find. Here you see the fan blades and the clip that keeps that fan blade installed. It's got a scratch on it. I wonder if somebody's pulled this once before. The fan actually feels pretty tight in this thing. There's a little rust on it. So you got to pry this clip here up and slide it forward or back so that that center pin comes out of one of these holes. And then you can pull that blade off. He's going to be working on the other side, getting all of those clips off of there so he can get that side out.
Might have been blown into
I put a real tiny tip screwdriver under that clip. And put a bigger flat screwdriver under the end of it. Slid that clip a little bit to one side and it came right off. And then I slid the blade out. Looks like the shaft has a key. And let me see if the blade hole has a key. I guess it's got a little bit of a flat spot there. Fan blade retainer off. Got the blade off. Now you see the motor there. We're going to get the big wiring harness here. You got your fan plug switch here. The red wire that's attached to this blue one coming out of here. This red blue wire, the other side of it is the plug for the fan. Now that stuff comes out of the bottom of the fan housing there. We can't see where that ground is going, so we're going to cut the ground and run the wires through there, and we're going to ground the fan with these wires here, which may be where it's grounded anyway. So we're going to unplug this wire kept that ground. Then we're going to take the fan loose and pull it out. Take the inner air duct system loose. You got this heater control valve thing just stuck in there. Bend that out of your way. Take these 3 T25s loose and undo this flap controller there. Right now it's set not to let any air go to the floor. You don't want to mess that up. And it probably has a see that controller there? You need to take that vent loose, that air hose loose from that. You don't want to get that out of whack or break it. Duct system off. You can easily get the 3 screws out of the motor. Then we poke the wire into the bottom of the air duct assembly, and we can pull the wire out since we disconnected it and cut the ground. Not totally sure where that ground goes, but we're going to re-ground it up here with all the ground wire stuff that we have here. Now that the fan is out, there's your resistor. You can take this resistor out and replace it. It should have just wires connected to it. Undo those 3 wires. They're actually soldered to this resistor. I wonder if this resistor has some kind of date on it. I don't see it. The OEM Volvo resistor. The wires are soldered to it, and you have a grommet that seals off air leaks from the air box, and then you have the plug that plugs into the switch. Now all of the wires are in place, it looks like, except for 2. This red and white wire and this white and black wire. So we want to remove these 2 wires from the old resistor and plug, and then pull the resistor down behind here through this plug hole and out of the driver's side. And then we want to feed this stuff back up through the box and out right here. So what you may want to do, probably should do, is tie a wire or something around here. So when you pull it down through the box, you'll have something to fish it back up through the box with. So you're not left trying to feed that through some hard way. Or you can just drop something down there, tie a string on it, pull it back through. So the next thing we're going to do is try to release these 2 wires from this connector and pull these out. The plug doesn't fit through the hole. So what we're going to do is unpin all the wires and run the wires through there and not the plug. So you got to make sure you put all the wires back in the right way. On the one that you're taking out, you can just cut the wires. You don't want that resistor no more anyway. On the other ones that you're running in, you definitely want to unpin those. So we're unpinning these. We're going to mark which wire goes to which one so we can unpin the new connector and run the wires through the hole. A large paper clip. When I run the paper clip down there to the pin, I could actually feel it click, and then I could pull the wire out. Right, taking the plug apart, we got red, white, brown, blank, and black. Turtle Mountain Brewing Company. We're going to have lunch with David Bellos. Let's go around and see if he's made it here yet. I doubt he's in that Charger. Maybe this is the entrance here. Hopefully he brings one of his old Volvos instead of that Beamer. Incredible sandwich, incredible company with David and Christopher. I'm gonna get my grub on. Do any of this stuff, you always want to test your blower motor. So even though it's brand new, you want to make sure it works. We got the positive hooked up. He's going to touch the negative on that negative thing, and that motor might jump out of my hand. Hopefully not. Don't clip it. Just tap it on the. Just tap it.
I was hoping to show it. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Alright, the motor sounds nice and cool. You can clip it on there, since it ain't got the fan on there.
It makes a little bit of noise.
There it is.
Brilliant.
The VEO motor. Alright, so we're good to install it. I have the resistor wires coming through the top. I ran them under everything over to the plug. Plugged all the wires in the plug. I put that drain tube thing on the wires on the motor. Their OEM motor, the wires come straight down from the bottom and over to that drain or wire access. This, it didn't. So I just pushed the wires through that, and I'm going to use that as a grommet to block that hole off. So I'm going to work that down in there. I got the power lead here. I'm going to plug into the wire on the switch in a minute, and I'm going to ground this with those other ground wires over there. And I did screw the motor in, and the flat side of the frame of the motor goes towards the front of the car. And the 3 screws went right in, and the top screw went through the bracket of the resistor. This is how my fan wires look. Pull a little bit of the slack out, that helps it. And I got it set in the bottom of the grommet. Now we're going to put the side of the duct in place and then hook the fan blades on both sides. 3 screws that hold it, one there, one up there. The top one, the actual receiver for the screw, fell out into the duct system. So I fished it out with a magnet, and I need to get it back up in there and put it back in place, so when I put the screw in, the screw actually screws it in. So watch out for that. Now that the inner duct casing is in, time to put the blade on the motor. So it has a key. It'll go on so far and then turn it until it keys on. Then you'll be able to put the clip on. Alright, it's on far enough for the clip. So this clip goes on a certain way, slides in place. Let me use 2 hands to get that clip in place. Actually, I could just push it in now with a screwdriver or with my hand. I'll push that tip with the screwdriver. Fan hooked up on both sides. You want to spin it. Make sure it doesn't rub. If you want, you could jump it with your jump box again. Watch it spin and blow air out. But I got the fan hooked up on both sides, and it doesn't appear to be rubbing. We plugged in the switch control because we want to make sure this fan works. We plugged in the power to the fan. We hooked up a ground in this bracket temporarily. Hooked up the battery. He's going to turn the key to the accessory position, and this fan should kick on. It should start blowing when he turns the key to the first notch. Oh, wipers work. Oh,
yep.
The fan on. The fan actually has an off switch.
So let's get in all 4 positions. Just 1.
Runs low, 2, 3, 4.
Sounds very familiar, fan.
This actually has an off position. Good to go. Now we can finish assembly. Put our air ducting system on. Make sure that that inner flap thing in there, the hole, pokes through this hole here before you start putting these clips on around there. Make sure it's in the channel the whole way around, and evenly space these securing clips on it. Here, and I got the clips in it. I put the top duct in. I hooked the vacuum there. I ran this vacuum around here, and I put this rubber nipple in here that holds this up, and I had a little hard time doing it, so I put needle nose pliers on it, and I slowly lifted it with a twist until it came up and locked that in place. So over on this side, you got to make sure you got that actuator nipple thing through there. We got the clips in it. Now we're going to screw the top duct in. There's a screw that's supposed to go there. that was actually missing. We're going to put a screw in there, put that screw in the other side of the top duct, and then we're going to hook up the floor ducts. Man, that thing did not want to come in focus. When you put this driver's side air duct casing in, make sure you get that heater control valve sensor in there so that you don't have to take it back apart. Get it back together. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.